Hey! Shh! I'm here now. I heard you screaming from the other room. You interrupted the book I was studying. Do you want to talk about it? Let me guess. It was that nightmare about the blight again. You can't keep letting that get to you. You know that, right? Look, we're working on it. You know that. I know our last experience with it wasn't exactly a reassuring one. But we'll get there. Look at it this way. At least you're not down there with the other townies right now. Right? Was there, something I could do to help? You want me to... what? I suppose I can hold you if that would make you feel better? Shuffle over. There we go. Is this better? Do you mind if I run my hand through your hair? It's, something my mother used to do that always helped me calm down. Of course, if you would rather I didn't, then I'll completely drop the subject. I just thought it might help. All right. Would you like to put your head in my lap while I do it? Or I can just lay down next to you. There we go. Are you comfortable? Or do you need me to move over? You're, getting a little close there. Oh, right. You wanted me to hold you. You know, I don't let many others get close to me like this. You should thank your lucky stars to even be in this position right now. I know I asked this before, but just know that if you want to talk about it, I'm here. I'm no stranger to nightmares, you know? They've been plaguing my mind almost every night since I lost my mother. But we have each other now, right? So we can get through them together. I'll always be here when you need me, even if it's something as small and insignificant as this. Oh, wow. Did you see that? Through the window, just now. I swear I saw a shooting star. You're right. The stars are shining unusually bright tonight. It's almost as if they're looking down on you, protecting you from whatever horrors your mind may conjure. I could tell you some stories of the constellations, if you like. I know hearing about them always helps you feel better. Let me think. Do you remember when I pointed out that star cluster the other night? The one I said was called the Seven Sisters? Well, in Greek mythology, the story goes that the stars were actually the Pleiades, the 7 mountain nymph daughters of the Titan Atlas. After the war between the gods and the Titans, Atlas was forced to carry the heavens upon his shoulders as punishment for leading the rebellion against Zeus. Once Atlas was bound, the hunter Orion took it upon himself to persistently pursue all 7 of the nymphs. There are 2 myths that explain how they became stars. One myth explains how, grief-stricken after the death of their sisters, the Hyades, they too perished. In return, Zeus turned them into stars to keep their memory alive. The other myth is simply that Zeus, tired of Orion's boyish attempts to woo the Pleiades, turned them into stars to protect them. Eventually, upon his death, Orion too was turned into a constellation and continues to pursue the 7 sisters throughout the night sky. Of course, different cultures all have different beliefs tied to the star cluster, but they are all believed to be some of the first and oldest stories about the stars. You're right. I do share a name with the hunter Orion. I wonder why that is. Would you like to hear another? Well, there's Cassiopeia. It's said that when you look up at her constellation, you can see her bound to her throne for all eternity. This was done so as a punishment from Poseidon, after she was boastful of the fact that she believed that herself and her daughter, Andromeda, were more beautiful than the Nereids and the sea nymphs. She is stuck circling the north celestial pole, clinging to her throne as her chains are the only thing stopping her from falling off. Of course, there is also the tale of Cygnus the Swan and Leda. There are another 2 variations to this myth. One is that the goddess Nemesis was not fond of Zeus and his constant advances, and so turned herself into various animals to escape him. When she changed herself into a goose, Zeus turned into a swan and finally caught her. From that union, Nemesis laid an egg and abandoned it. Fortunately, a shepherd found the egg and gave it to Leda, who was the queen of Troy at the time. The other myth is that Zeus turned him into a swan to court Leda herself, and from that, Helen of Troy was born. The constellation of Cygnus can be seen as Zeus celebrating his conquests. Well, you certainly seem to be in a better mood now. Did my storytelling help at all? Good. I'm glad. You know, your eyes remind me of the stars sometimes. They always seem to shine brightest whenever you find something interesting or intriguing. The way they light up when you laugh, and that twinkle in them when you're happy. I want to see that look in your eyes for the rest of your days. I could map your eyes the way one might map the constellations themselves. I could stare into your eyes all day. But I'm worried I might get lost in them. And don't you worry your pretty little head. I'm not planning on going anywhere. So you can fall asleep in my arms, if you like. Don't think I didn't catch that little yawn you let slip as I was telling you stories. I wouldn't want you to wake up alone if you had another nightmare now. Would I? Just relax. I'll be right here when you wake up. There we are. I hope you slept well. No more nightmares? If you would like to spend some more time together, you should subscribe to the channel. If you're one of our adult fans, you should consider subscribing to our Patreon at patreon.com/Celesterra. Or you can order your own personal audio at anagomi.com/commissions.